Hi, this is Vanessa and Lisa from Mindfulness-Based Achievement, the new MBA, teaching you how to lean in without burning out. Today, we're going to talk about overwhelm, exhaustion, and burnout. So who here has experienced any of those?
Oh, yeah.
Me. I still remember when I was advising the CEO of one of our corporate clients about his head of sales. This woman came to the CEO and said, I don't think I can do this job anymore. And he asked her, well, why not? And she said, well, I love my job as head of sales. I love it. I give it my all. I give it 110%. And then I go home at night and I'm with my family, my kids and my husband. We all cook dinner and hang out, have dinner together. I love that too. By the time the kids go to bed, I collapse on the couch, turn to my husband and say, I got nothing left for you, let alone for myself. This woman ended up taking a leave of absence because she became so burned out.
Burnout is defined as the physical or mental collapse caused by overwork or chronic stress. As it turns out, there are early warning signs to identify burnout so that you can avoid it. And there are many simple practices that you can put in place to immediately prevent burnout from becoming an occupational hazard.
So in a minute, we're going to discuss some of the most common early warning signs of burnout. We see this a lot. Women who are exhausted and overwhelmed and keep pushing themselves, and the results aren't pretty. So what are these early warning signs? How can you prevent burnout before you've hit your own wall? I wrote an article on this very subject for Forbes earlier this year, and Arianna Huffington actually tweeted it out to all of her followers. So over 110,000 people have read it. So we figured you all would benefit from learning these preventative tips too.
Let me tell you a typical day for me 5 years ago. I would wake up exhausted at 5:42 a.m., exhausted from staying up too late, and I was chronically fatigued because I could just never get enough sleep. I'd hear the alarm go off and I'd be like, oh, another day. Here we go. I'd immediately check my email, proceed to get super stressed out, and then spend the next 8 minutes frantically getting ready so I could get out the door to go to 6 a.m. boot camp to work out outside. I'd arrive at boot camp at 5:58 with just enough time to check my email again and continue to get stressed out, see all the requests coming in from New York City, from our office back there, flooding in, and just becoming stressed and overwhelmed about the upcoming day. I'd arrive home from my workout at 7:07 and ready for a rapid fire shower, and the stress and the treadmill would just continue throughout the day. And from the moment I woke up till I collapsed at night, my schedule was busy, overscheduled, overwhelming. It just wasn't a pretty picture. Sometimes during the day, I'm embarrassed to say I wouldn't even make trips to go to the bathroom because I'd be too busy and too stressed out to get up and move around the office. I mean, this is just crazy.
Yeah, and I actually had a similar lifestyle. When I was in investment banking, I would work these 100+ hour weeks. I still remember the first time I pulled an all-nighter. It was Valentine's Day, and I stayed all night to work on this deal, and I was wearing a red sweater because it was Valentine's Day. And the next morning, when the managing director came in and saw that I was wearing the same red sweater, he goes, oh, you pulled an all-nighter. Nice job. And I thought, yay. But deep down inside, a part of me felt like something's really wrong with this picture. Why am I being encouraged to act this way?
I remember some people in my old job who never took a vacation ever, and then they wore this as some sort of badge of pride.
Yeah, and people were rewarded for that kind of behavior in my company too, joking in kind of an admiring way about others. So, this one guy, they would say, oh, that guy worked on a deal the morning of his wedding. I can't believe it. But sort of said with he did a good job. So now that we understand the early warning signs of burnout, we know that there's something we can do to prevent it. And in the past, I was surviving, but I wasn't thriving. So right now, of the list of 13 in this article, we'd like to go through the top 5. So here's the first one: high levels of stress or anxiety. So this is if you're feeling frequently on edge, as though adrenaline is constantly coursing through your body. Your heart is racing like you're about to be eaten by a lion, but in fact, all you've done is get an email from your boss. It's a very high level of anxiety.
The next one is distracted eating, and I fell a victim to this. You may be noticing you eat all your meals at your desk or standing up or on the go in the car.
The third one is not getting enough sleep. So sleep is the foundation for everything. The suggested minimum amount of sleep is 7 to 8 hours a night. If you're not getting that, you risk some level of burnout.
Yeah, the next warning sign of burnout is no breaks. So as we mentioned, never taking a vacation, that's can come up. Also, not taking breaks throughout the day to recharge yourself. You may have a tendency to work, and push yourself through when you don't take a break, maybe not even getting a glass of water or getting up to stretch your legs. You're putting unnecessary stress on your body if you're doing this, and it's natural to take breaks and then come back to your work. You might also notice you haven't made time for weekly rituals. So anything that you can derive pleasure from, or just short breaks, walking in nature, exercising, you're just not making this a priority.
The fifth early warning sign is low energy and exhaustion. You're tired, not just sleepy tired, but really exhausted by the end of the day with no energy left to exercise or engage with others. You probably just want to crash and zone out in front of the television or just do nothing.
Yeah, and the sixth, this is a bonus for you, is excessive worrying, and it's high levels of self-criticism. You might lie in bed at night just with thoughts racing, worrying about the next day, worrying about what's coming next. This can be an early warning sign of burnout.
So now that you know some of these early warning signs, the question is, what are you going to do about it?
So many of us tend to react by either beating ourselves up, saying, I can't believe I have every one of these signs. I'm heading for destruction. Oh my gosh, my life's going to end. Or two, coming up with an extreme plan as a solution. Like, I need to revamp my whole entire lifestyle. I need to quit my job. I need to get 10 hours of sleep. I need to get a trainer. I need to meditate. I need to go on a walk every afternoon. So the key to creating lasting change is actually starting small, doing something that's feasible and creating that new habit, and then slowly build on top of that.
So how about planning a short vacation in the coming months? And just scheduling it. Here's the amazing news. Research shows that the anticipation of a vacation actually creates more happiness than actually going on a vacation. Really. So researchers from the Netherlands interviewed more than 1,500 people and found that the vacationers felt most happy before their trips.
So go ahead and book a trip now and experience that immediate increase in happiness, knowing that you have that vacation to look forward to. One woman who took our MBA program realized in the very first class that she hadn't taken a vacation in over 3 years. So she created an action step to book 2 plane tickets with her husband for that following week. And even though the trip wasn't for 6 months, she got that benefit and was able to get energized and excited knowing she had that vacation to look forward to.
So sometimes a simple action can create a profound shift. You don't need to quit your job and go on a 5-month sabbatical. Just taking a short getaway can help. So once you determine what you need, we recommend you come up with one action step for one of these areas. An action step has a what and a by when. For example, I will plan a vacation and book the tickets by next Thursday at 4 p.m.
Setting concrete goals is one of the best ways to ensure you'll make a change. Avoiding burnout starts by putting some of these preventative measures in place today.
So if you want even more accountability, you can recruit an anti-burnout partner. Tell this person what your action steps are and then ask him or her to hold you accountable by checking in to make sure you've actually followed through. Getting support and setting clear action steps will really help you implement these simple practices with greater ease.
So these are just some of our tips for avoiding burnout. If you want to read the whole list or take our burnout assessment quiz, click on the link on the page. We'd love to hear from you in the comments section. When is a time where you experienced burnout and what did you do about it? Please share your story. Hearing other people's stories really helps each other and it helps us make different choices for ourselves.